Welcome to Kathy's Eclectic Garden. I'm Kathy and I garden in zones 5B, 6A in Northwest Ohio, and today our topic is plant tags. We'll be right back. Today we're talking about plant tags, and here on the table I have some of the plant tags that I am either currently using or have used in the past. These were the first plant tags I started using. They're just plain plastic, little plastic tags, and you write on them. If you're going to use them indoors, you can use a permanent marker or a Sharpie. If you're going to be marking plants outdoors, you need to use a garden marker, and they look like this. They'll say garden marker on them. They will not fade. If you use a permanent marker or a Sharpie and have them outdoors, by the end of the season the ink will fade and you won't be able to tell what you have planted. Here's one that I used last year. Now when I use these in my seed starting trays, and I use those to mark the plants that I have planted, or the seeds that I have planted in my seed starting trays. There's also a larger size. These are bigger. These are about 4 inches. These are nice if you're planting up into bigger pots, and you can put the information, write the information on. And I use those when especially when I plant my tomatoes up into larger pots. I use those. This is a little bit cheaper option. I'm not sure about all the prices on these. They probably vary. These are wooden. They're kind of like popsicle sticks, and they're just plain wood. And again, you write on them with the garden marker or a magic marker. And you can buy these at hobby stores. You can get just regular popsicle sticks at Walmart. I got these at Menards, I believe. A couple of years ago, I started using these aluminum tags, and you can get these on Amazon. When you write on them, you have to make sure you use a ballpoint pen, something that's got a metal point, a sharp point, and it will leave an impression on the tag, and that will not wear off. However, when you're out in the garden, they're hard to read. What you do is, the way I did these, you take that metal tag, and this is a plant stake or a garden stake, landscaping fabric, I think they call it, stake. And I just took a tie, run it through the holes, and wrapped it around and attached it to it. And you can see that you can still see writing on it. But when those are sticking in the ground and you're standing up, you can't read it. So it does identify the plants, and that it doesn't fade, but I didn't like it. Some other tags that are good for use in pots are these. They have a long pointed section on them to stick into the pot, and then you can write at the top of it with your garden marker what the name of the plant is and any other information you want. I was using these originally to kind of highlight plants. Like if I had these come in a packet, and you have red or blue, red, white, green, and there was also yellow ones. And I was using the blue tags for plants that needed a lot of water, and the yellow tags for plants that needed a lot of sun, and different things like that. That got a little too confusing, and the tags weren't big enough. You couldn't see them out in the yard, and I didn't need to know that information necessarily on my indoor plants, so I just use them as tags. They're kind of flimsy, but they're sturdy enough. So that's another type of tag that you can use either indoors or outdoors. And this is how I use the plastic tags. I just write on them what I have planted. That's purple milkweed. And then I just stick the tag down in the pot, so I know that in that cell that purple milkweed is planted. And I think I've got purple milkweed in all these. Yeah, I do. And so I've got them all marked. Now, the reason I've got those all marked is these are kind of flimsy pots. You can see that I've used them quite a bit and they're starting to crack. And sometimes they will come apart. And the big ones don't do it so bad, but the little ones are, the really small cells or cell packs are really bad about breaking apart. If you don't label each cell, if they break apart, you might have some cells that don't have any tags in them, and you don't know what plant's there. And I had that happen to me year before last. So now if there's any chance that the cells might get separated, I make sure I have a tag in every cell. I do have some sturdier cells now that this is a real heavy plastic. This will not break. I just stick these cells right down in, and that's for the whole row. And then I've got one in the back for the next row. And this is my clary sage. That's looking really good already. So that's another way you can use them if you've got real steady cell packs. And finally, my last one is this one. And this is what I use outdoors to mark my plants after I've got them planted, so I know where everything is at. This is showing an onion, the Wethersfield Red. I also tag all of my flowers and shrubs with this type of a system, and it works great. I mean, really well. These come in a pack, and this part will be down a little further, and you just press on it and it pulls up. And this I make with a label maker. This is what I use to make my labels to put on these metal tags. It's by Brother. I'm not being sponsored by them. This just happens to be the one that we had at our Walmart. They have several different models of this. This one works well for me. So we'll see if we can do one here real quick. Okay, this is a cartridge. This one has white tape and it prints black on it. What I've got in my machine is black that prints white because I didn't want bright white tags all over my garden. And that just goes in the back, it just snaps in. So let's see, okay, I've got it on. So we'll just you just type in what you want the tag to say. So we'll just say onion. And when you're done, you press, let me see if it says onion. You press OK. And then you press print. And it'll ask you how many. And I just want one. And then the tag will come out here on the back. And this is your cutter. You just press on the cutter. And there's your tag. And you just peel the back off. Comes off on two sides. Just peel that off and stick it on your tag. And then pull the other side off and press it down. And it will look like this. So I hope this gives you some ideas of what you can use to identify your plants so you know what you've got planted and where it's planted. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.